because if you're dealing with resistance, you're dealing with negative emotions. That's the resistance. If you want to get rid of the resistance, what do you have to do? Make yourself happy. Okay? Make yourself joyful. How do you do that? It's a decision. Happiness is a decision. You have to decide to be happy. You have to decide to be joyful. You have to decide. It's a conscious decision made by the conscious mind. Now, if you do this in repetition, if you decide over and over and over and over, okay, affirmations, meditation, vocalization, visualization, if you decide over and over, it goes into the subconscious as a belief. Now you believe you're joyful. Now you believe you're happy. What does the subconscious do in that case? It looks for evidence. And it goes, oh, you're happy because of this. Oh, you're happy because you washed the car yesterday and it didn't rain. You're happy. So it will look for confirmation. How long does it take to get from the conscious to the subconscious? Okay, you'll feel the first shift in 2 weeks. It'll be like a small shift. It'll be noticeable. You'll feel the difference. You'll feel like, oh yeah, something's different. In 66 days, it will be a habit. Okay, it takes a minimum of 66 days to form a new habit, or let's say it another way, to form a new belief in your subconscious. But when you do this, life starts to change. Jesus said, the kingdom is within. Okay, and this is what we're talking about. We're talking about the kingdom within. It's the title of my new book coming out pretty soon. I'm still writing the book. Okay, but the kingdom within is in here. And it's totally separate from everything. It's totally independent from everything. It totally attracts everything. Because it unfolds your life from inside. Your life unfolds like this. Your life path unfolds. If you think life happens to you like this, then you're suffering from victim mentality. Okay. Any suggestions on affirmations to flip the script on? Let me see. Excuse me. I have a chat going over here. Let's see. On fear, my fear, resistance, and guilt. Love your work. Thank you so much. Thank you, Kurt. Yeah. So write an affirmation for confidence. You're clearly suffering from a lack of confidence. Okay. Because fear, resistance, and guilt. Okay, so fear, all the negative emotions are rooted in fear, number one. Okay, resistance is just, the fear is resistance. Guilt is resistance. Okay, and guilt. So write this affirmation. I am so happy and grateful now that I am confident. Thank you. Why confidence? Because confidence is the absence of all of the negative emotions. Okay, so when you are clear of the negative emotions, we call it clarity. You're clear in here. And this is what I'm talking about. Esther Hicks teaches non-resistance. I'm talking about her method today, and I'm showing you the parallel similarities. But when you're clear, that means you're in the absence of the negativity. So what's left? Positivity. You were born positive. You were born in love, from love. I was talking to Jay yesterday and I said, have you ever seen an angry baby in the delivery room when you go and look at all the babies, and the nurses are in there, they're taking care of the babies. Have you ever seen an angry one? There is no such thing. Anger is an emotion that is acquired. It is learned. Things happen. Okay, and we respond accordingly. And when things make us angry, and things make us angry again, so we're talking environment, okay? Things make us angry again, the subconscious learns this. Humans are subject to their environment. So if you're in a negative environment, Anger is highly, highly possible. Okay. But the subconscious learns to be angry. If you're always angry, if you're always upset, if you have a what they call a short fuse, if you get angry like that, if you get triggered like that, it's your subconscious. So right, I am so happy and grateful now that I'm confident. Thank you. There you go. Okay. In 66 days, you will feel a calm. And you should do calm things to accentuate that or to add to that. Listen to pleasing music. Do pleasing things, things that please you, things that make you happy. Where's your happy place? The mountains, the beach, maybe your room, maybe wherever, right? Okay? Girlfriend's house. Wherever, doesn't matter. Go to your happy place. Spend time in your happy place. Do things that make you happy. It's pointless to continue this existence angry. This is not why you were put on the earth. You were not put on earth to be angry. You were not put on earth to suffer. You were not put on earth to be under a trial. Okay, that's ridiculous. You're not on trial. Jesus is not the prosecutor. Okay, God is not the judge. God doesn't judge. We do through your subconscious. Your subconscious is the one that judges. In scripture, when it says, "Judge not, and ye shall not be judged," this is because when you pronounce judgment on something, when you say, "This is like that," what happens? Your subconscious hears you. Your subconscious can feel your thoughts. Your subconscious registers every feeling, every thought, every word. And the subconscious allows you to repeat, right? It learns in repetition, so it just takes in everything in repetition, and then it starts repeating. Then you become judgmental. And what happens when you become judgmental? You end up judging yourself. Why is that? Well, because we observe ourselves. If you become judgmental, you observe yourself. You become judgmental with yourself. Therefore, it backfires. That's how karma works. That's what karma is. When you do something to someone else, when you curse someone else, you're cursing yourself. How does that work? Subconscious. Your subconscious hears you. Okay? Pretty soon, when you behave like that, what's the result? Low self-esteem. A low opinion of yourself. And then you start receding from things. You start pulling back from things. You're not as outgoing as you were. Why? Because you're judging yourself. Okay, the prison is here. You know the people that do a lot of sarcasm, right? They do a lot of sarcasm. Oh, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Their subconscious hears them and they're very insecure. They become very insecure. Why? Because they're always issuing sarcasm. Oh, but that's the American sense of humor, right? Sarcasm. At some levels of society, yes. I've never been to a high society party and people are all sitting around being sarcastic with each other. It doesn't happen. Yeah, there's some jokes here and there. But they're not sarcastic, they're jokes. There's a difference. These habits, okay, these negative habits that end in negative vibrations, so we're talking about worry, irritation, disappointment, criticism, anger, guilt, shame, fear. Okay, they're all rooted in fear. What happens when you become fearful? You become fearful of a lot of things. Why is that? Because your subconscious is saying, oh, fear, that's what we're doing? Okay, let me look for more things that can show you fear that you can be fearful of. And it starts pulling them out, pulling them like this. And this is why when you have a bad experience, you need to get over it. Because the more you think about it over and over and over and over, the more you feel sorry for yourself over and over and over and over, guess what your subconscious does? It gives you more things to feel sorry about. It gives you more things to be depressed about. It gives you more things to feel bad about. The reticular activating system in your brain will start filtering out the positive stuff and show you more negative stuff. Because that's where your focus is. And this is why when you're in the process of deliberate manifestation, deliberate, which means you're doing this on purpose so that when your life path unfolds, these things come into play. We can say it another way. These are your goals. It doesn't matter if it's money, goals, whatever the goal is, money, a car, a job, a relationship, anything in life. But this is what God has blessed you with to make it happen. It's not witchcraft, it's your subconscious. But people make it so mysterious. You're like, oh, I want to purchase the secret, the secret to riches. Oh, okay, I'm gonna buy the book. I'm gonna buy the DVD. I'm gonna buy the whatever. I'm gonna get this secret. Then I'm gonna be rich. Anybody can be rich. Wallace D. Wattles in The Science of Getting Rich. Okay, because it's a science. And basically the overview of his book is you do everything 100%, you cannot run from riches. The reason why poor people aren't rich, they're not doing things to their full potential. But in his book, right, he explains, blockheads can get rich. Okay, stupid people can get rich. Smart people can get rich. You don't have to be smart to get rich. All you have to do is do the right thing over and over and over and over, committed to your subconscious. There you go. You don't have to be a certain race to get rich. You don't have to be of a certain income bracket to get rich. Anybody can get rich. Getting rich is not the problem. That's not the big deal. We see people win the lottery, right? They win the lottery, but they haven't changed their mindset. And in a few months, not only have they lost everything, but they're in debt. And generally worse off afterwards than they were before. How does that happen? Because money doesn't stick to you until you change your mindset. So you don't manifest what you want necessarily. I mean, you can. You can manifest what you want. But you manifest what you feel. So the big question is, do you feel worthy? In establishing the proper mindset, the first step is feeling worthy. A lot of people start businesses, they start companies, they start all kinds of things. But they don't have that self-confidence. They don't feel worthy. And this is why we start with building confidence in people. We have 4 companies. The first company, that's all we do is build confidence, build confidence, build confidence. The second company, this company, Here For You Life Coaching, this company is all about, okay, now you have confidence. Now you're confident. What are you going to do with it? And this is why we put them into affirmations, meditation, vocalization, visualization. And we teach them that when you are relaxed and satisfied, when you are content and in neutral, or let's say it another way, when you're confident, you are allowing everything. You're not resisting. Because when you're angry, you're resisting. When you're disappointed, you're resisting. Okay? When you're sad, you're resisting. Sadness, okay? There's an energy there. Everything is energy. Everything in the universe is energy. But when you're, let's say, observing in neutral, let's say when you're clarity, okay, after you write, I am so happy, where's my pen? Here we go. I am so happy and grateful now that I am confident. Thank you. The result of that affirmation will be confidence. What is confidence? Confidence is an inner, relaxed, centered feeling. Hi, Sarah. You don't think you've mastered the visualization pillar? Okay, explain. I'll answer. Explain. When you are confident, that means you're relaxed. So if a bomb goes off over there, okay, the person who's not confident, the person who's filled with anxiety, filled with overthinking, filled with fear, guilt, shame, all of those things, and a bomb goes off, they go, whoa, what is that? They're expecting the worst. The confident person goes, oh, what was that, a bomb? It hardly phases them. Why is that? Well, because the fearful person is already starting with an amount of fear in them. The explosion just triggered all of that. That's why. Okay. Explain, Sarah. I'll answer you. Good morning, Maria. Good morning, Jessica. Good morning, guys. So if you already have fear in you, if you're already fearful, if you're already overthinking all the time, if you're already full of anxiety, this will give you anxiety. This will give you anxiety. This will show you things that will make you fearful. This will show you things to make you uneasy. Okay? Just as an example. You're not sure of the visualization process. In what way? Explain. I'm trying to. Thank you for pinning the comment, Jay. Explain, Sarah. I'll elaborate on it. Okay? So when you're clear, when you have clarity, okay, that means you're here in the middle. You're not depressed, okay? You're not down, okay? You're not exuberant. You're not like super happy or energetic, or you're just here in the middle. And when something happens, you decide how you're going to feel. That's what confidence is. People get trained like that. Military people get trained like that. Pilots get trained like that. Police officers get trained like that. Can you imagine what would happen if an emergency went down and you had a bunch of reactive police officers? But they go through training for that. Do you close your eyes and vision? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You do. That's what the meditation is for. That's what the meditation is for, Sarah. Just close your eyes, close your distractors like this, okay? And allow yourself to think about it and allow ideas in. That's exactly what to do. And see if you can do 10 minutes a day. The more meditation that you do, you start off with 3 minutes, go to 5 minutes, go to 10 minutes. Just stillness, that's all. Just stillness. And think about your future, the future that you want. So if it's let's say it's a house, think about what kind of house. So go online and look at houses, and then get a house that comes close to what you want, or the closest to what you want. Put it on your lock screen as a vision board. Look at it or print up the picture, however you want to do it, and look at it every day. So if you have a bunch of first responders that are reactionary, they wouldn't be able to deal with the emergency, because they wouldn't be able to bring their focus from here to here. This is the emergency. So that's very important. Confidence is very important. So this is nothing you have to try to figure out, okay? Don't effort. There's no effort in this. There's no effort in confidence. You know, I always use the example of those big buff guys in the gym, those muscle men. But you have this 4'11" Asian girl that has full control of them, right? That make them emotional. Okay, that's not confidence. I'm talking about inner confidence. I'm talking about clarity. I'm talking about inner calm, inner peace. Okay? And the way you get there is meditation. The way you get there is in the kingdom. You can pray all day long. I know people that pray all day long. I know people that have prayed all day long for years, that are very, very loyal Christians, loyal Methodists, loyal, Jehovah's Witnesses, loyal Seventh-day Adventists. They're very loyal. They're very faithful. But they haven't gone into the kingdom. They go to the temple. They go to the church. They go to the synagogue. But they don't go into the kingdom. If you're constantly distracted out into, whatever it is, the library, the church, the shopping center, the car dealership. These are things that have been set up for you in society. So we're talking about God-made, man-made. If you're always into man-made this, man-made that, man-made this, man-made that, look in the mirror, because God made this. God is in here. God lives in here. And God is love. And so many people look out here for love. But they look out here because the eyes look away from the kingdom. Okay? The eyes don't look into the kingdom. You have to close your distractors to see within, to go within. And you have to stay within for at least 2 weeks. 5 to 10 minutes a day. I go within a half an hour a day. Yesterday, 1 hour. Day before, 1 hour. Just sitting like this. You'd be surprised what happens. How long did I practice this before you understood, or before I understood its power? I started in 2007. And I started with affirmations, just affirmations. And Yeah, Kurt, I'll go into that for you. So I started just with affirmations, and it looks like this, right? I think you've seen this before, okay? So like this, right? These are affirmations. That's not journaling. Affirmations. Those are subconscious instructions. That's another way to look at it. Okay, so you write down the things you want. You write down the things, the way you want the day to be. You write down the conditions you want to experience. Those things. Okay, I tried that for 2 months because it takes 66 days to change a habit. And so I thought, well, I'm going to do this for 66 days. And if it's, if nothing happens, I'm never, ever, ever going to do it again. Okay. And this is my new one here. So I'm just into this one a little ways like that. Okay. But these are affirmations. See the dates? So these are daily affirmations. And I thought, well, if it doesn't work, I'm never, ever going to do it again. And so at the 2 month mark, I looked back and I'm like, wow, this happened, that happened. Not everything happened, okay? But your subconscious is like a muscle, it gets conditioned over time. And I cannot stress this enough. Your subconscious is like a muscle. The more you work it, the more jobs you give it, okay, the better it gets. I even made a video a couple of weeks ago. I made a video because I was driving into the mall and I thought, you know what, I'll put this on video. And I started thinking about the parking space. I always think about the one I get maybe 7 times out of 10. And I did a live video. And yeah, date your affirmations. Date your affirmations. I'll tell you why, Sarah. The reason why you want to date your affirmations is because when it happens, when it materializes, you're going to want to look back and go, okay, this is, like sometimes I track it, right? So that's for tracking purposes. So I date my affirmations, and then when they happen, I go, oh, I did this last month, or I did this 3 months ago, or something like that. And then you can track your affirmations. So it's a good idea to date them. That's why I do it. And I filmed it on video, and I said, okay, guys, this is what I'm envisioning, and I'm visualizing this parking space, and I told them exactly where it was, and it was open. And people saw it on video. It's on my Facebook somewhere 2 weeks ago. That's a lot of videos ago. But anyway, so start with small things like that. Start with a parking space. Start with a cup of coffee. Start with something small. Good morning, F. Nice to see you. Start with something small, something manageable, and then move on from there. But once your subconscious becomes used to the orders that you're giving it, okay, because if you don't give your subconscious orders, it's just going to pay attention to the thoughts you think the most. So why do we do affirmations? Because we want to point the subconscious at something. We want to give it a job. Otherwise, you just get what you get. So everybody manifests everything. Everything you have in your life, you have manifested. Whether you think so or not. You don't have to believe in this or not. This just happens. We're designed like this. So look around you. What do you want to change? Well, I have an old junky car. I want to change it. I have a client, right? I have a client who, after he heard me for months, okay, and this is in person. We do in-person meetings on Sunday. We do our walking meetings. We walk for 3 miles and we talk. And after about, I don't know, after maybe, I want to say 3 months, after 3 months, he showed up in a new car. And I'm like, whoa, yeah. He showed up in a new car. And guess what? After that, like 2 months after that, he shows up with another new car that he got for his wife. And we're at about a year in with this client. He's a business client. Yeah, this is a daily morning routine. Exactly. I also get up early and go to the gym because it's important to work your energy. I go for runs as well, okay? Because it's important to work your energy. If you just let your energy sit, you're not invigorating your soul, your spirit, okay, in here. And so my client shows up with a new car, then he shows up with another new car for his wife. So it's almost a year in now. Is he going broke? No. Did the money come to support the cars? Yeah. Is it going to continue to come to support the cars? Yeah. But when I met him, his mindset was different. He was driving a beater, like a really beater, like, you know. Yeah, there's only one direction, Manuel, up from rock bottom. You're right. You're not at rock bottom. You're doing good. You're doing good. That reminds me of a story, Manuel. I'll tell the story. So, years and years and years ago, okay, right after I slept on a sidewalk for months, okay? I was a street person. I was on the sidewalk for months. I slept at a exit door of a theater in Chinatown, in our local Chinatown here. And as I was making my way up from there, so I got into Section 8 housing, okay? And I believe in these programs that we have, but they're not to, you don't live in Section 8 housing for the rest of your life. You kind of go up like that. You get food stamps for a while. I had food stamps. You get food stamps for a while. You move up. You go up. You go up. You go up like that. So anyway, so I'm on, like one level up, right? And this lady who owned a restaurant used to let me charge. And so she, used to let me charge, and I would get paid, and then I would pay my bill, that kind of thing. And one day I was very down. Very, I wasn't clinically depressed, but I was depressed. I was feeling depressed. I felt like I was depressed. And and she was Korean, and she was a business owner, and I looked up to her because she owned her own business. She did good. She made a lot of money. And I'm sitting there, feeling sorry for myself, right? And she goes, she goes, when you're at the bottom, that's the good news. And I'm like, what? Like, she goes, yeah, when you're at the bottom, that's the good news. Nowhere to go but up. That's what she told me, Manuel. And I never forgot that. I never forgot that because when the bad things happen, we preoccupy ourselves with that bad thing. We start thinking about it, we commiserate over it, we think it, right? Then what happens? It goes into our subconscious. We're in a bad mood. Okay? When bad things happen, number one, accept it. Number two, let it go. Say, okay, next time I'll do better. Next time I got this. The worst thing you can do is get stuck in, oh man, that's terrible. Oh man, I really screwed up. I really screwed up. Now, I screw up? Yeah, I screw up all the time. All the time. I'm human. I'm not here to I'm not even here to preach morals. You guys do what you want. You could take this technology and do something good with it or something bad with it. It's up to you. I'm just teaching you how it works. You know. But when I make a mistake, when I do something, make a stupid decision, okay? Because I make stupid decisions. The person who says that they don't make stupid decisions need to check their attitude. They need to look at their, yeah, the way they look at the world, their paradigm. They need to check their paradigm. Paradigm check. But no, I make stupid decisions. I do. But when I make a stupid decision, it lasts 5 minutes. Okay? You have 6 minutes till your amygdala starts going into fight or flight mode. 6 minutes. I'm sorry, 6 seconds. I'm sorry, 6 seconds. You have 6 seconds on a bad decision, on blaming yourself for a bad decision. You have 6 seconds. Guess what happens then? Your amygdala starts bringing in the negative what ifs about it. Negative what if? What if this happens? What if that happens? What if that happens? So you make a bad decision, right? Now you feel bad about it. Okay? You feel bad about it. Now you're stuck in it because you're thinking about it longer than you should. And what happens? Now the negative, whoa, what if this happens as a result of this? What if that happens as a result of this? What if that happens as a result of this? Okay, let it go. Let it go. Make the mistake, accept the mistake. Okay, I made a mistake. All right, the hell with it. Let it go. Chuck it. Okay? Throw it off and move on. How do you do that? Reframe, refocus. Okay? You reframe it. Okay? So, if you broke the lawnmower, right? Okay, I made a mistake. Reframe it. Instead of, it's my fault, I made a mistake. Refocus. Now switch your focus to something else, something positive. Okay, I made a mistake, but yesterday I made a lot of money. Okay, focus on that. Focus on whatever you did that was good. Switch your focus. And this is why I have vision boards. Okay, this is for my company. But when I get a bad thought, when I make a mistake, I did something wrong. Okay, I accept it. I say sorry. Okay, ho'oponopono. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. So sometimes I say the whole thing. Sometimes I just say, I'm sorry. I'm saying sorry to me and to my creator. And then I pick up my vision board and I look at it and I go, yeah, okay. Because this is what I've accomplished. Or sometimes it's things that I'm working on accomplishing. So I'm directing my focus to something positive, is what I'm saying. So do that. Now, if you have a picture of your baby on there, good. Your dog, perfect. Your sweetheart, your wife, your whatever, your daughter, your son, perfect. Switch the focus. There you go. If you have it on a future business visual that you want to accomplish, perfect. Don't waste your lock screens. Use it for positivity. Use it to push you ahead in life. When I started learning all these things in 2007, I'm like, wow, this actually works. But it works in your subconscious. It's not magic. It's not magic. Esther Hicks calls it the vortex. You get everything out of your vortex. Okay, I call it the conscious, subconscious, superconscious. Okay, now the superconscious is a spiritual term. It's not a scientific term. Science talks about the conscious mind, the subconscious mind. Okay, one of my clients is a PhD. He's a psychologist, of all people. And he told me, I don't believe in God. I'm like, okay. I have to admit, because I believe in God, it's a little bit different for me to work with somebody that doesn't believe in God, but I'm like, okay. So for you, there's just the conscious and subconscious. Your dad passed away 2 months ago, and I don't know what to do to feel better. I'm sorry. Condolences. Condolences. Sob? Is that sob? Yeah, condolences. You have to take proactive steps to feel better. Go to your happy place. I know you're not happy right now, but go to your happy place. If that's the beach, the mountains, the ski resort, wherever it is, go to your happy place. Okay? It's also important to hang around with positive people. If you have friends that are generally happy people, positive people, go out. When people suffer losses, they retreat. Okay? They're like hermit crabs. People are like hermit crabs. When they suffer losses, they keep to themselves, they pull back, they retreat. Okay, so you have to come out. Hard times staying positive. I've been working on reprogramming my mind. Okay, affirmations, meditation, vocalization, visualization. Okay, Jay can help you too. Jay can give you advice as well. Jay is also a counselor. She has a degree in counseling. Okay, and she also has lost family members. Um, yeah, and she can help you, Sab. She can give you advice as well. Okay, but you have to do things that cheer you up, things that make you feel good, people that make you feel good. Go hang out with them. Don't isolate yourself. Don't stay with your thoughts because your mind will attack you. Yeah, you're isolating. I know you're isolating. That's what people do. When they suffer loss, they retreat. Okay, because we retreat because we don't feel good in here. So you have to make this feel good. Okay, do things that make you feel good. Eat food that makes you feel good. Okay, you got divorced 2 years ago, but you're still stuck to the apartment and haven't moved on. He remarried. Okay, so you need to meet people, not for dating purposes. You need to meet people to be around people. Okay, because there's good people out there. Okay, you need company more than you need a relationship. You just need company. Don't retreat. Don't go into yourself like that. If you retreat like this, um, your mind is going to attack you because you'll be alone. If you apply your thinking to things, you'll be much better off. You're very welcome. Yep. You're very welcome, Sal. Very welcome. You're in a foreign country, don't speak the language. You also lost your job. Okay, then you need to find some people that do speak the language. Yeah, and you need to look for another job. You need to keep yourself busy. That's the thing people always forget about. They forget about keeping themselves busy when they have problems. Okay, the natural inclination is to retreat. Okay, let's stay home. Let's stay in my room. I don't feel like this. I don't feel like. Let me stay in bed. I don't feel like getting up. I don't feel. Of course, you don't feel it. So, you're going to have to motivate yourself. You're going to have to force yourself to go out, force yourself to go get a cup of coffee and sit down and be friendly and reach out to people. Okay, be nice to people. They'll be nice to you. Okay. You should go, what is this? You should go back Australia but stuck in comfort zone, my apartment. Yeah, that's the comfort zone. You do metal detecting? Yeah. It keeps your mind busy, right, Manuel? That's a good thing. That's a very good thing. Thank you, Manuel. So just remember, when you're trying to manifest something, that just means you're trying to accomplish some goals. You have goals to accomplish. It's not mystical. It's not magical. It's not, you know, it's not. It's not fairy dust. It's none of those things. All you have to do is apply yourself. Okay? But when you apply yourself, you have to come from clarity. You cannot apply yourself when you're angry. You can apply yourself when you're happy. Okay? But things start to come easily when there's no emotion. When you're calm, in clarity, in neutral. Okay? That's when you discover what is meant to be yours because you're not trying. Okay? There's no effort involved. You're not trying. Okay? So, like, when you go into a public place with a lot of people, you tend to put on the mask. You tend to put on the happy mask, or, happy. Some people feel like crap inside, but they're portraying happy, right? So they meet people. And sometimes that interaction makes them actually happy. Okay, so fake it till you make it. But when you're just in neutral, without the put on, without exerting any energy, or let's say it another way, the way Esther Hicks says it is non efforting. When you non effort and you come from confidence, which is clarity, you start to see things that are meant for you come to you. You can have goals, you can accomplish goals, you can get the things you want, but you attract the things you feel more than the things you want. You attract things based on the way you feel, based upon how you feel, more than what you want. I can manifest what I want all the time because I write it, I speak it, I think it. Affirmations, meditation, vocalization, visualization. I meditate on it, I pray for it, and I direct everything towards it. And then my subconscious goes, oh, okay, got it, we're working on that. And then a way is made. But this is how human beings are designed. Now, can you obtain things that aren't meant for you? Sure, you can. I've done it a million times since 2007. Do I have those things today? No. Okay, that's the other secret. Okay, you can attract things into your life. If they're not meant for you, guess what? They go. Because it's not meant for you. You can have it for a while. I talk to people all the time. Oh, you know, I used to have a Ferrari. I used to have a I used to have a house on the beach. I used to have, I used to do, I had money. We used to stack it up to the ceiling. Whatever. I'm being funny about it. But yeah, whenever you run into somebody that tells you about what they used to have, right? I used to do this, and it sounds huge, right? Okay, so they manifested it, they accomplished it, okay? But because it didn't stick, it will go, okay? Some people, you see them, right? They earn a lot of money and stuff, and still, it still goes up, like their whole life. And when people do this, generally, they're on their life path. So find what your life path is. Find your purpose. If you're living your purpose, money never goes away. Money will follow you. Money follows me all the time. Money follows me every day. People say, oh, he's lucky. Oh, she's lucky. Oh, they're lucky. Oh, they're lucky they have this. They're lucky they have. No, they've applied themselves. They also understand, because when you choose your purpose, okay, and most of the time your purpose chooses you, okay, but when you choose your purpose, it's because when you choose it in confidence, at least, it's because in here you're in neutral and the purpose appears and you choose the purpose. And you go, oh, okay, I get it. I'm supposed to do this. And then you do that, and boom, prosper. Because it's meant to be. Because God in here, okay, God lives in here. Okay, God is not out there, up there, okay? Because God says, hey, why don't you do this? And you heard, and you listened. Okay, a lot of people say, like you read in the Bible, right? People listen, but they don't hear. Okay, people look, but they don't see. Why? Because the eyes look away from the kingdom. Okay, because these things are meant to keep us away from danger. When you're in the kingdom, you don't listen with these. You don't hear with these. You hear in here, you hear within. Seek and ye shall find is about within the kingdom. It's not out there. It doesn't mean you go through your neighborhood looking for what's supposed to be yours. Okay, that's preposterous. You go in here and seek, and you will find. You go in here to knock on the door, and it will open. You go in here and listen, and you will hear. It's more of a feeling than a hearing, but that's what it means. It's all in here. Oh, hey, Manuel, you're learning Hawaiian. Mahalo. Very good. Very, very good. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. You're welcome, guys. So we'd like to say goodbye to our, Jay is over there. See you tomorrow. And she puts the shaka sign there. Okay, so we will see you tomorrow. And we'd like to say lots of love and